Rosh Hashana this year, it wasn't normal. Turns out we're in the middle of a pandemic. And as of the recording of this episode, quarantine is the best weapon we have against the spread of this disease. Over the course of a single week in March, the Jewish community discovered that day schools, yeshivas, community centers, and synagogues, and all Jewish institutions had to shut their doors. Judaism was closed. People suddenly started asking, what will happen to the Jewish community? What's the balance between the need for community and safety? Are there Jewish laws that now need to change? Could we go it alone? How are we going to make this work? Rabbi Jonathan Sacks said that community is where we meet face to face and give each other strength. It's where people know who we are and miss us when we're not there. In the Torah, community seems pretty much set in stone, so to speak. At least 7 of the 10 commandments are devoted to the betterment of society. And when not discussing monotheism or the sacrificial system, the Bible is otherwise devoted to the ideas of communal narrative, communal belonging, and communal justice. Community is similarly ensconced in the Talmud. There it is stated, a Torah scholar can only live in a city that has a court, a synagogue, a teacher of children, and a bloodletter. So some of the jobs have changed since then, but the sentiment's the same. A Jew must live in a community. Jewish prayer further codified that sentiment. For many prayers, a gathering of 10 people, a minyan, is required. And even the Hebrew word for synagogue, Beit Knesset, doesn't translate to place of prayer or place of holiness. It translates to place of gathering. And finding ways to remain in community despite quarantine became an urgent and in fact a simply natural Jewish response to social isolation. COVID be damned, Jews will work to figure out how to maintain community. Soon after all the doors closed, rabbis of several denominations relaxed the laws requiring 10 people physically in a room together in order to say all the prayers. They said Zoom gatherings, as long as you can see people's faces, now count towards this, towards a minyan. Jews in mourning can now say the mourner's Kaddish again, hear people's responses if they remember to unmute, and feel the support of the community. A week after synagogues first closed, many liberal congregations started holding regular Shabbat Zoom services. Meanwhile, more traditional congregations started holding Zoom services on every day except for Shabbat. For more traditional Jews who don't even turn on lights during Shabbat, let alone laptops, the solution for how to pray with your community on Shabbat was a little more complicated. Some turn Zoom on before Shabbat starts and keep it going for the whole of the next day. For traditional Jews who will not use a camera or a computer on Shabbat at all, their synagogues allowed limited attendance, put up plastic dividers, or people pray outdoors where possible. As inventive as the Jewish community has been, for some, none of these solutions work. For those who don't connect spiritually to online services or for safety reasons won't attend socially distanced synagogues, for them, COVID has unfortunately created distance between them and the community. On the other side of that spectrum, some ultra-religious sects have chosen community over safety, almost unconditionally. They have continued life as usual and unfortunately have generated hotspots in the greater New York area, becoming the subjects of quite a bit of news coverage. As the months wore on, community and safety issues continued to be explored, religious restrictions modified, and solutions discovered. Then came Rosh Hashana and Yom Kippur. To put it mildly, the high holidays of 5781 were a major reinvention, and Jewish communities came up with wildly different solutions. Some temples turned the high holidays into big productions with pre-produced videos and camera crews. One overwhelmed rabbi said, "I feel like I've learned how to be a 1950s live television producer." Other communities ran the standard service over Zoom, and others did what they could to keep it safe, meeting in person outdoors. Shofar blowers took to the streets, and congregants watched from afar. For some, the first non-virtual contact they'd had with their community in months. One temple in Beverly Hills that usually accommodates 1,700 worshipers found their live stream registering 40,000 hits. And another temple replaced their Yom Kippur Kol Nidre service with, yes, a car Nidre service, where members attended from the synagogue's parking lot. People are doing what they can to continue evolving how to bring community together. Judaism has been in what must be described as a generative fit of creative religious invention. But One day this will be behind us. The doors of Jewish institutions will once again be open. With new traditions built on foundations going back thousands of years, the definition of Jewish community will likely be expanded, while still remaining for many, especially in difficult times, the most important element of the Jewish experience. Thanks for watching. This is one part of a series on topics that are central tenets of Judaism. If you'd like to see the rest, please check out the full playlist here, and don't forget to subscribe to keep getting notified of new videos.